Yeah, I can see how your hands are tied. The law is the law. You've got to work with what you've got. I want to bring in former prosecutors Randy Zellin and defense attorneys Misty Maris and David Bruno. Randy, the law is the law. It's a misdemeanor in Colorado. Is that the same everywhere?
No, it's not the same everywhere. But here is the thing. In my humble opinion, this is an appropriate sentence. You have the deterrent and the punishment aspect. 60 days in jail. Spend a night in jail, let alone 60. 5 years probation, which means she'll get supervision, she'll get support, she'll get services. Remember, her parental rights are not being terminated. She's gone from no visits to now she's getting supervised visits. An opportunity to repair the relationship. And if she screws up, because 18 months of the sentence was suspended, if she screws up, she can go to jail.
Back in the slammer.
Back in the slammer for those 18 months.
Apparently these visits that she's going to have are supervised therapeutic visits, and they will go on for the 5 years of her probation. That makes sense to me. That child will be 7 the next time she has any chance, if she has any chance, to be alone with him. Will she have a chance, Misty, to be alone with him again?
Unfortunately, Ashley, it's very difficult to terminate parental rights in their entirety, even when you have a situation like this where you watch this deplorable 16-minute video. She likely will, provided that she doesn't violate her parole.
You okay with this? You okay with Randy says this is an appropriate sentence. You're all right with that?
Listening to Prosecutor Rourke. As a prosecutor, I never asked for a lengthy sentence. When you come up with a plea agreement, there's an exposure. And typically speaking, prosecutors are asking for the max. And if I were up there on this case, I would have been asking for 24 months.
The max.
Making that argument.
Put her away.
Absolutely.
60 days. Will she serve all 60? Will she serve all 60?
Probably not.
Well, there you go. All right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. For Randy Zellin, as a former prosecutor, I cannot imagine any prosecutor in this jurisdiction looking at this man, this father, who may have spread those pellets under his house unknowingly, who now has 4 dead children. He himself, I believe, is in critical condition, maybe stabilized. His wife is in serious condition. Would they actually charge him?
I don't see how they don't. It is the essence of a reckless act. When you close your eyes to the high probability that something bad is going to happen, like someone will die, just like if you yell fire in a crowded movie theater or you fire a gun into a crowd. You may not intend to kill somebody, but you've closed your eyes.
Randy, he's lost 4 children. Hasn't he suffered enough?
But that's not a defense.
I disagree.
David,
yeah,
help me get off the ledge.
They have discretion, and that's the beauty of our system. And we actually saw it in our last witness, or our last guest.
Yeah.
You know, make the right decisions. You know who they have to go after? How did the illegal substance get in?
Yes.
Who's the supplier?
Misty, what happens to the person who gave him that poison?
The supplier, that's an illegal substance to have in this country. You should not be able to get that.
Manslaughter?
Oh, absolutely. That's the person who should be charged.
Captain
not this
Davis?
father who's lived through tragedy.
Captain Davis, do you have any idea who gave this father those deadly pellets?
We do not. We were only told by the father that it was given to him by a friend.
You going to look for that friend? Are the police going to track that friend down? Because there are 4 dead kids and there could be more.
It's my understanding that they are actively searching to find out who this friend was.
Sir, thank you, and the best of luck as this investigation continues. Our hearts go out to the Balderas family and the father as well. I am certain he did not intend for this to happen. Randy Zellin, Misty Maris, and David Bruno. So here's the thing. You would think that the gendarmes would cuff him and take him off, and that he'd be charged with something really serious. This guy faced no charges. How does that happen?
I think when you look at the video, and I've been on planes, planes are a very jittery experience these days. Anything happens, any noise, something happens, you default to DEFCON 1. But when you watch the video, when you talk about interference, when you talk about lessening the ability of the crew to do their job, did it really happen here? So I wonder if maybe reason didn't prevail here. People were
scared. People were scared. They said this guy was verbally abusive, that he was making these sort of fitful attacks on people every 15 minutes for 6 hours. And this is something we're all sadly getting used to. I want to show you this quick montage of just a couple of the latest, greatest hits that have happened on airplanes that we've all, been subjected to. Have a look.
I see her.
Okay, everybody watch out. She's coming through.
Oh my God. I'm in a car. This is crazy shit. My thing! Yeah! Contra my finger! Contra my finger!
We got some Hillary on here.
Donald Trump is your president. Every one of you. If you don't like it, too bad.
Yeah, then people cray. I don't know what to say. I don't know what I would do if I were on those flights. I just want to let you know, though, it was estimated by an aviation analyst it might have cost United about $150,000 to deal with that guy and what he did, and the turnaround and the hotels and the new flights and the new crew and the jet fuel they had to jettison because they needed to land and it was too heavy. So my question is, can anybody sue? Can United sue him? Can those passengers sue him? Can those passengers sue United, David?
There absolutely can be civil lawsuits, but anytime you talk about suing people, who's going to pay? Because when you sue and you win and you get a judgment, it's only good on as the paper it's printed on, because how many assets does he have?
We don't know what that guy's got.
Pockets,
Maybe we're underestimating him. Who knows? Maybe he's a billionaire.
Apparently his dad owns a law firm, because somebody said he was on the phone. I don't know how you're on the phone above the Pacific saying, get my dad's law firm ready. I'm going to sue. Tell my dad to get ready because United Airlines just diverted the effing plane. Oh.
I'm surprised he wasn't criminally charged either.
I'm not giving this guy another minute of coverage. He's just a loser, and he caused everybody's New Year's to be crappy. But I do have this other very interesting aviation story. It's kind of a head-scratcher involving United Airlines baggage handler. He just popped out as the workers opened up the compartment when the plane landed in Washington, D.C. Just popped out from the compartment, you know, claims that he was trapped in that baggage compartment before the plane left its starting point, Charlotte, North Carolina. It's been an hour away. So United is investigating that. Take a listen to the airport radio traffic, though, as the workers were scrambling to figure out who he was.
We're going to work it as a security incident until we can, I guess, get some confirmation who he is, even though he's in trade dress for Ranford and Charlotte. The flight crew doesn't remember seeing him or anything like that.
Yeah, we're going to work this as a security. You think?
Absolutely. I think there's a security issue here. If you have a guy, whether it's an employee or not, who's able to be in that baggage area for the entirety of a flight, how are the airlines not keeping track of all these people?
Well, that is a great question, Misty. And I'll tell you what, Randy, I have heard a little story about baggage handlers sometimes having naps in the cargo holds, and I can't imagine, A, that that's legal, B, that that's smart given what can happen, right. Or C, that you can't really be in some sort of federal violation.
Or D, all of the above. Right. But it's 2017. We used to pop out of cakes, now we pop out of cargo holds.
Happy New Year, everyone. He's lucky, by the way, he's in the heated, pressurized compartment, because at 27,000 feet, it goes down to about minus 31, minus 40. And very little oxygen. It's like being on Everest at 29,000 feet. All right. So there is this story that we're a bit... So this is the cameraman rescuing the driver out of the burning car, helping him get out, and this car is completely burning up to the point where it is so hot to the touch, you can't even get near it for these small explosions that keep happening. And yet, all of these good Samaritans and first responders are helping to get this injured driver, as the horn goes off, as far away from the burning vehicle as possible. Cameraman keeps rolling, though, and getting all this remarkable video. What's interesting here, Randy, is that there's no known reason for why he was... They don't even know if it's alcohol-related. But if there was alcohol involved in this, and that car had no lights on and was smacked into by an oncoming car and it caused all of this, is there a problem for this guy?
There is no question that you would be looking at much more serious charges. And with a video like that, I dare someone to actually think that they could put that in front of a jury and have a prayer of being acquitted.
He's in critical condition, the guy who was rescued. Like, he's alive, let's just say. And we don't know. Again, we don't know if alcohol was involved, but why on earth would someone at 3:30 in the morning be on the side of a freeway with no lights on, obviously close enough to the oncoming, or the traffic to be hit? I want to move over to this other video that we saw today, and we absolutely cannot believe it. And before we show it to you, I want to make sure that you know that the toddler in the video is okay. Because if you don't know that, this video is harrowing to watch. But two little toddlers, adorable, Brock Schaaf and Bodie Schaaf, twins, 2-year-olds, do what toddlers are doing at 8:30 in the morning. They climb all over stuff. They're climbing all over when this happens. Oh. And so Brock is stuck, and Bodie is trying everything to free his brother, and he just can't. Not this way, not that way. He literally tries everything to push that massive chest of drawers and does it. Little superhero. And guess what? He's fine. Brock is fine. Watch it again. It is hard to believe that this little guy is fine. No one heard the noise because I love this. Dad says the kids are super mischievous. They always make lots of noise. Nobody heard it go over. It was 8:30 in the morning. Mom was asleep, but they saw this on the surveillance video later, and this is how the mom talked about this event after, when she had a chance to catch her breath, obviously, and realize everything's okay. They posted it on YouTube because they want other people to realize you need to secure your furniture when you have toddlers. This is what she had to say.
He stops for a good, like, 10 seconds, like, assessing the situation, like, my brother's hurting, he's in pain, like, I need to help my brother. I really saw it come to play just in this act of love for a brother, a twin brother.
Oh, act of love. I guess the first thing I think of with a show like, you know, a crime and justice show is, oh boy, is that, you know, manufacturer of that chest of drawers in trouble.
Yeah.
And they've been in trouble before, right?
They have been in trouble before. They had a lawsuit. It's IKEA. They've had a lawsuit about this exact same issue, manufacturing furniture that should have been braced and was not braced. So they're going to see this again.
Whose fault is that, though, if you don't brace the furniture?
It depends if there are sufficient warnings on the actual product, and that's the first question. Did they have the material there? Did they warn against it? And then who didn't do it?
Yeah. So this is interesting. IKEA actually had a big dresser recall, 29 million of this same line. It's called the Malm, M-A-L-M. If you have one, please be careful. And this particular one in this video was not one of those, but apparently it was in the same line as the ones that were recalled.
And that's it, Ashley. So it's not only just that they knew there was an issue with this piece, it's failure to warn that this type of furniture needs to be braced. And this is a products liability case. That could go all the way up to the top, to the manufacturer.
Yeah, they've had to pay $50 million before to settle 3 wrongful death claims, IKEA. But you know what? Listen, what's great about this story is that the parents decided to put this online so that other parents would see it and realize if you got little ones, and my boys were just like those two, you gotta secure your shelves, your televisions, put the flat screens on the wall. Don't balance them on a dresser or on a table, because then little kids get into everything. And thank God that Brock and Bodie are fine, particularly Brock. And Bodie, you're amazing. Out of California, I get the willies every time I hear something about Charles Manson, and tonight he is out of prison. I am not kidding you on this one. The Los Angeles Times is reporting that that convicted murderer, that cult leader, Charlie Manson, has been moved from Corcoran State Prison, and he is right now at an undisclosed hospital. Do not ask me why. Do not ask me what he's being treated for, because that is all privacy protected. No one will tell us, but you can see the succession of mugshots that have shown what time in max does to a person. And that's because in August of '69, members of Charlie Manson's so-called family, clearly cult, not real family, murdered actress Sharon Tate and 6 other people in a 2-night crime spree that absolutely riveted and shocked and horrified this nation. You, if you're old enough, will remember his trial, because he, along with 3 of his female followers, basically captivated everyone. It was the trial of the century before the O.J. Simpson case. And guys, I don't think I'm wrong when I say that I get the willies when I hear the name Charlie Manson. I find him one of the most perplexing, bizarre, and intriguing characters. I know I'm not alone.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about somebody who was so charismatic in his evil nature that he convinced these people to follow him and murder.
And murder for him. He's 82. He's 82 right now. Next parole hearing, 2027.
It was a loss of innocence at some level for this country, because it was beyond mortifying. It was beyond shocking. It was, again, I mean, how many years later do we still talk about it? And it's as chilling now for people who may not have even been alive when it happened.
I really wonder if this is just a quick visit because he's a master manipulator.
You know, for him to be removed from custody into a hospital, I mean, he's still in custody.
Yeah.
I mean, he's having that maximum security at the hospital, but has to be a pretty serious health issue.
They were very careful to say Charles Manson is in the custody of CDCR. I can only assume that's California Department of Corrections.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They want you to know that he's not, free to go.
Let's hope.
He's being treated.
He's not getting out anytime soon.
He's got a hospital bracelet and a
couple of other bracelets, Randy.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep you posted on that, because if this is it for Charles Manson, it's the end of a very frightening and ugly chapter in American crime. Hey, thank you for staying with us. Thank you for sitting through that breaking news as well. I'm Asleigh Banfield. Great to have you. See you back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Primetime Justice. Stay tuned. Forensic Files starts right now.